Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Listen, I ran into these papers. Remember I told you yesterday I found these wonderful papers called Intimacy. And I enjoyed so much what I said yesterday that I said we're going to do the whole week of intimacy. It was just perfect. And guess what? I found out actually it's from a book called Intimacy. So listen, yesterday we had a good time talking about stand as a person of integrity. But today we're going to talk about intimacy in the navigate your way to a deeper, sweeter, and more passionate relationship. Wow, that sounds like fun. Let's navigate ourselves to a deeper, sweeter, and more passionate relationship. Right now, we can stand some of that. Right now, we need it. The holidays are coming. You know, we just need something, the air needs to change. We need to, you could just cut it with hate and hatred and problems and issues and tension. It's just ridiculous. And so we are not going to do that on a Slice of Life. We're going to talk about what we found in this paper. So what's one of the things we're going to do? Apprehend that intimacy is not an illusion. You know, I like this. I don't know who this person is. Oh, yes, I do. I put it in my notes the other day. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's the name of the book. But apprehend that intimacy is not an illusion. That's powerful right there. The next one is desire the fullness that love has to offer. Desire the fullness that love has to offer. You know, my 45, my 55, 65, and 75-year-olds, you know, people act like you don't stay in love. I was out today and saw a couple I hadn't seen in a long time. They've been married and they got grandchildren, the great-grandchildren. Life just goes on, and then you're going to go on to heaven. After that, so, you know, while you're living, live. Live. You have got to live now. 45-year-olds and 55-year-olds, I'm trying to get you off of that. I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it later. You don't have later. All you have is now. All you have is now. Ask the 65-year-olds. And baby, ask the 75-year-olds. And don't even mention the 83. Okay? I can tell you some stories. But I need for you to have this right here. When it says, desire the fullness that love has to offer. It continues to say, exclusivity, commit to one another. Exclusivity, commit to one another. That's a hard thing to swallow. Listen, the way things are going in this world right now, some of y'all need to come out them streets. That's what I'm saying. I understand 45 and 55. It's fun in the streets. I'm sure this weekend it was fun in those streets. And the parties we have in Atlanta, wait a minute. Did you know about the all-white party? Oh, I told you about it, I think. For over 50 years old in the daytime. These daytime parties, I'm liking the whole idea of the daytime party because I can drive in the daytime, but then 83 will show up at the party and be the oldest one there. I don't want to do that, but I want you all to enjoy it. It's not all about partying, but I just want you to know that, you know, you got school, you have church, you have work, you have family, you have your entrepreneurship, you got, you know, school, you got your own schooling, getting an advanced degree. It's so much on your plate. I know that, but I want you to also enjoy, just get a piece of some good life. Still stay in life. It's some pluses on the plus side of life. It really is. It's not all bad. The way they're trying to set it up, got this negative thing and that negative thing. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, and we're not doing that. We're going to have our life because we know that we got God on our side, and we're going to go on and have some life, and we're going to have this right here. Take steps to foster better understanding. Take steps to foster better understanding. It takes a lot to say, you know what, we need to have a talk. We need to have an understanding. It takes a lot. It was the same woman I was talking with today I knew her from a long time ago when I was really sick with the first cancer. The first one. Yeah, I used to go to her establishment and sit there. I would be sick all day, but I would just sit there, and get some soup. They would be working, and everybody knew I was just coming to sit. I didn't want to be at home. I just wanted to just sit somewhere. Anyway, and I said all that to say she was talking about her husband, and they have, she has a bank account. No, they have a bank account together, a savings account together. She has a separate savings account, and he has a separate savings account. And she was just talking about how to get along that way. Figure out what makes things work. What makes it work? You got a checking account. You keep your checking account. Then we have one for the house. You see, that's how you do it. I think that's how you do it. We got one for the house because you need to have your own something over here. Nobody needs to know about it. You might want to get some of this, and people don't understand what you want to buy. I have a friend. He would not go to a mall. He is a good friend of mine, and he would not go shopping, period, with anybody. He says, I do not understand what you all do at the mall, why you got to go from store to store for the same one thing. He said, I just can't take it. He's 65. He said, I can't take it. He's been married, divorced. He said, I don't understand all that. I don't understand. So you got to have an understanding. And so, he was like, I'll give you the card. You go by what you want, but I don't need to be there. I can't do all that. I don't understand how you all. So you got to have separate money because you got somebody like him who will say, well, what made that blouse cost that much? And see, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. Especially if we watch the blouse go on sale, and then you still trying to figure out why we paid $150 for the blouse when it was $250. You see, all that goes on. I love every bit of it. It said walk in each other's. Wait a minute now. Let me see. I'll make sure this says walk in each other's shoes. Ooh. Walk in each other's shoes. That takes a lot. We haven't walked in other people's shoes. When you acknowledge that, I don't know if I can walk in your shoes. See, you'll say, like, Georgianne, I don't know if I can have them 3 cancers you had. I'm glad I didn't have to have it. And I said, well, I had to have it. But then I might not want to walk in somebody else's shoes. They had this, that, and the other. So I had a lot going on with me. Just a lot. But it's okay because, God has stayed with me. I would not be sitting in this chair if it were not for believing and having faith, prayer. I'm in this seat because of prayer. I'm in this seat because somebody prayed for me when I was young, and my family prayed for me now. My church prayed for me, and I prayed for myself. You see, that's how come I'm in this seat. So, when you walk in each other's shoes, you can just see better. It's having empathy. Not sympathy, but empathy. You got to empathize with people. We saw a young man out today. I wanted to have empathy with him, but I needed to have a guy with me, maybe a man with me, just so I wanted to go over there and talk with him, because he used to be, every time you see somebody out begging, they came from somewhere. They used to be kids. They used to want something. They used to play with toys. They used to be in kindergarten. I just want to go and ask them what happened. What can I do? See, it wouldn't do for God for me to get what is it, $1 billion? Is it a $1.1 billion? Because I would give it all away. I would just give it all away to see if that would lift up somebody. If I could go get him and say, look, what is it you need? I just wish I had a job. Well, what is it you know how to do? Because sometimes those people think that job is the answer when they know how to carpenter or they know how to paint. There's so many skills that people know how to do. They don't think anything about it. They don't think it's worth anything. We find out later that we have artists walking around here on the street that they don't know they're artists. I always think of my beautiful friend, Beverly Fontaine. Beautiful professor, retired teacher from Atlanta Public Schools. You all know Beverly Fontaine, AKA, it's all right. Anyway, sculpture, paints. Her paintings are just beautiful. I still have the same two people up on my website, my Museum of Atlanta site. Not because I don't know anymore, but because I'm overwhelmed. But I have she and Lawrence Blinky Wilder. But Beverly, I'm sure nobody knew Beverly Fontaine had that talent. But a few people knew, but her work is just exquisite. And it's many people like that. They are just exquisite. Like when I did my one-woman show, I know people didn't come because they love Georgiana. They didn't come because they love Georgiana. They're like, she sings? What? She sings songs? She writes music? What? She does spoken word? Georgiana, I'm glad all of you came though, because I was just so happy to see you, and I love every one of you for supporting me. And what do we have as a result? Okay, here I go with my shameless plug. We have the event from that night. The event from this night is up on Amazon.com. I'm going to put it in an ebook. I just haven't, I don't have enough energy. Apparently, but I'm going to make an ebook out of it. I told my daughter today I'm going to make ebooks out of stuff. I haven't just done it yet. But get this book. Because I've been trying to do this for years. And I got an opportunity. I always thank the Apostolic Jones Center for Racial Healing for allowing me to come in and be able to express myself and be able to put this show on. So there are people walking around with talent. They don't know they have it. They know they have it, but they don't know how to get it out. So sometimes we just have to walk in other people's shoes. We have to just look at that person, have empathy and not so much sympathy, and see how you can reach in and maybe pull them out. And the next one is acknowledge hurt places. That was hard for me. It was hard for me to talk about. And it's a part of my life that other people talk about. Ooh, they love talking about this other part of my life. They love pointing the finger at me like I made that happen to me. I didn't make any of that happen to me. It's just, it happened to me. There's so many people that get caught up in a number of things that when you get in relationship, and so you have to acknowledge that hurt place. You have to say, I had to acknowledge my distance with other men or liking other men. I just have, I've always had a wall up. Like I have a wall up. You can only go so far, and then I'm done. Bye. See you later. Can't do it. And maybe that wall I miss maybe some people that maybe that could be with today. I don't know, but I know I've had the wall, and you have to acknowledge your hurt place. Where's that? Because that's a hurt place. And when you let the wall down and you let it down, and one time you let it down, and then it doesn't work out, you don't let it down anymore. You just don't. All right, be quick to listen without judgment. That's one of the things that I think I saw Impaltech. I think he says that. Listen without judgment. Just listen. Sometimes people just want to have a place where they can talk. They can say something without judgment. Sometimes I've talked to friends and they come back with, I say, wait, I can't talk to you. I can't say that you can. Sometimes you just want to say something, and then right away, once you say it, then they're going to have some kind of judgment. I've gotten where I just stopped talking. I just keep some stuff to myself. You got to have a safe place to talk. A safe place. Who is that safe place? Who is that person or those persons? I think that's why maybe the Catholic Church had, I don't know, they go to the cabinet with the window and tell the priest, I can see where that might be something, but I don't know. You be quick to listen without judgment. Next it says, console one another. Oh, that's so kind. There's some kind people on the other side of the screen. Kindness works every time. Kindness works every time. Just be kind. Just be kind. Protect the privacy of the relationship. Protect the privacy or privacy, whatever one of the words of the relationship. You're just out talking about it. Your right hand doesn't need to know what your left hand is doing. That's just simple as that. Didn't your mama teach you that? I think I taught that to my little Gigi. Your right hand doesn't need to know what your left hand is doing. Keep your word. Oh, Ooh, don't you hate it when somebody tell you something they gonna do and they don't do it? Keep your word. If you say you're gonna do that, I don't give a flip what is going on. You need to do that, whatever that is. I got some people. I know some people that have not kept. I'm gonna say him. He has not kept his word. Or I got a list. Something as simple as buying a frame. Mm-hmm. I just keep your word. If you say you're gonna do something, go and do that, because it hurts when you don't do that. When you don't do that, there's no substitute for keeping your word. There's no substitute. Oh, okay, well, I gave you some money. You could have bought you a frame with it. No, 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 no. You said you were gonna buy a frame, and I would want the frame from you. I would want, I'm making up stuff. If you say you're gonna do something, I'm waiting for it because I want it to come from you. That's where I want it to come from. I can buy my own self anything at some point. But anyway, that was just my example. Keep your word. Be free to speak candidly. It's hard to speak candidly because back to judgment. Be free to speak candidly. Oh, I like these papers right here. I'm so glad I found them. I hope there's somebody on the other side of this screen is benefiting from knowing these things. Be free to speak candidly. That's what intimacy is all about. You got to be able to say, you know how we might say, boy, look, I ain't going to do that. It's nothing like, I only know how to be black. I know how to, I can't say that. I can play the role or whatever I need to play the role of. But you know how we say, boy, ain't you ready to do that? Boy, what's wrong with you? Is that a black thing? I don't know. Let me keep going. Never threaten abandonment. Don't say, well, I'm just going to leave. Don't do that. Don't. If you threaten abandonment, you keep saying, I'm just going to leave, I'm just going to leave, I'm just going to leave, I'm just going to leave. You're going to look up, you'll be talking to the wall, they gone. It's somebody on the other side of the screen. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Never threaten abandonment. These are some good ones today. Be conscious of how you affect each other. Be conscious of how you affect each other. If you know that button, why are you going to push that button? If you know that person doesn't like ABC, why are you going to push that button? Why are you going to do that? You just want to be aggravating. You already know that. It's hard to live with somebody, and it's hard to be married. And it's baby, 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 baby. Because as much as you love them, you have to love them past all their stuff too. And they got to love you past yours, because you got some. They said, well, my wife don't like that. You heard people say, my wife don't like that. I ain't going to do that. Don't bring that to Georgianne. Don't bring that. My daddy's name was William. Don't bring that to William. Okay. Pay special attention to one another's needs. You would think that would be number one. Pay special attention to your needs. If you know, so this is simple. I'm gonna pay special attention to one another's needs. Even in the household, I'm living with my son-in-law and my daughter. And my son-in-law knows something I like. And I know something he like. And my daughter knows something he like. That's her husband. But I know something she like. And then Gigi knows something we all like. And we are just, at some point, kind of do something like that just to help the other one out. That is just so much fun. I know such and so. Or he'll just show up with something. Because he has that kind of spirit about him. Or Avalon will say, well, let's go do blah, blah, blah. And Gigi will say, da, 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 da. Or I'll go and say, well, I'm getting ready to get you this. It just so, to know that somebody knows that about you. But see, the problem is if the man or the woman, I'm sorry, y'all, here I go, LBQ, if the whomever does not know the person, then you don't know what they want. You don't know what they like. You see, you have to study a person. I keep telling you all, you're not studying the person. You're sleeping with them, but you ain't studying them. Think of ways to create joy. That's what I'm talking about. If you know, that's back to just knowing your person. Okay, understand the value of being heard. That is, I talked about that yesterday, I think, on one of them. You know, understand the value of being heard. View your mate as a gift. Ooh, you are the prize. I'm the prize. It's a gift. You know how many people miss each other? My not my pastor, but Reverend Dr. Turner talked about how many sperms and how many eggs that miss each other and they finally meet, and how many sperms and how many eggs it took to get a Georgianne, or to get a William, or to get a John, or to get a Evelyn, or to get a Susan. It took something to get you to be born. And God said, okay, I got this one. Then you came here with something to do. We all on a mission, whether you want to be on one or not, but view your mate as a gift, because you don't have to be together. Kiss each other often. His kisses are still in my mouth. Y'all know this piece is in my book. Kiss each other often. Just kiss each other. What I talked about yesterday on the forehead. I want that kiss on the forehead. I do. I want that kiss right here. You know, I want that kiss on the back of my head. Hey, baby. You know, his kisses are still in my mouth. Kiss each other often. Ooh, don't you like these papers? I tell you what cleaning up would do. Okay, make loving gestures. Well, I told you about rubbing your hand down the back of his or her back. Treasure the warmth of embrace. Don't you like a hug? Just a hug, just a hug. Ooh, I miss a hug. Just a hug. Nothing else. A hug. A warm embrace. Share your passion. Yes. Like, you know, I'm passionate about my books. I'm passionate about my new stuff I got going on. Who calls and sends out emails? Look what I did on the command line. Who calls their daughter and said, look what I did? And my daughter's standing there, oh, mama, that's great. She's like, what the what? Look what I did in the command line. You know, I want somebody to be just as happy for me. My whole family's happy for my whole command line thing. I am so I moved from GIS to command line. I'm going to get back to GIS. I got a book by GIS. You all can get the book on that. You can just read this for yourself. Okay, all the GIS people out there, just order this book. You'll have fun with this. Go ahead but baby, command line. But I want somebody to be excited with me. You know, in my class I took at Harvard, and I finished it, and I graduated. Ooh. Okay. Okay, wait. Share your passion. Give your undivided attention when required. We talked about that yesterday. You know, give your undivided attention. Just sit there. Just put the phone down and sit there. Okay. Be quick to show kindness. Kindness. People are not kind right now. People are ugly acting. What happened? Anyway, laugh together. Now, I love a good laugh. I love a good laugh when you can laugh with the person. When they say something funny, you know, and they got dry humor, especially if they got dry humor, and you just laugh at all their funny stuff. You just laugh. Anyway, flirt with one another. I love that. I love that flirting game. I like the flirting game anyway. You know, I like to flirt. You could be with me and I might flirt over that. You know, you just have to get used to it. It's good. All right, it's good. But I don't know what you're doing. Isn't that terrible? Okay, flirt with one another. And then reminiscent on the effects of being loved. Ooh, reminisce on the effects of being loved. Wow. What it feels like to be loved. Wow. You can sit back and say, dang, baby, he loves me. I love him. I know he loves me. When you can say that, and when you can say it, he loves me. I love him. And you know it, and you can feel it. But when you got to question it, and you wonder about it, or you got to wait, you say, I love you, and they say, me too. What the? I don't know. it's hard out here. It really is difficult out here. But right now, people, I listened to Joshua Giles today. Go find Joshua Giles. You know, you got between, I've told you all, I've said it over and over. I can't keep saying it anymore. Between now and January. Now and January. And then he started talking about stuff up in 2030. I'm 83, so I don't know if I'm saying 2030. I don't know what I'm saying. I gave myself 20 more years. I'm saying, you know, the 80-year-olds got 20 more years. The 70-year-olds got 30 more years. The 60-year-olds got 40 more years. 50-year-olds got 50 more years. And the 40-year-olds got 60 more years, okay? So we got a lot of time left. And they're talking about 2030, pandemic this and disease that, and, you know, just you could see it. You could smell it all coming. And that's why I want you all to come together. Quit fighting with one another. You need to have, baby, you need to have some group of people together. If you don't have that love of your life, then start you a circle of friends. Get you a circle of friends. You all start gelling together between now and January, because you're gonna need to have a group of people so you can make whatever move or help one another. I need what you got over here and what you got over here. What y'all got up the street? What you got over there? Neighbors need to be closer to one another. It's a time to be connected. We're in a time to be connected. Connected this way, of course. You and God, we got to have that connection, but also connected this way. Horizontal and vertical. We need to be connected. And you need to connect back to your church. I'm telling you, the church is, my understanding, the church is still a stable ground. It's a stable ground. You don't like the church, but I'm telling you, it's stable. If you got a problem, you got an issue, but if something happened and we don't have anywhere else to go, you know to make a beeline to your church. Because it's going to be something there. It's going to be a piece of bread, a can of milk. It's going to be a blanket. It's going to be something at the church. Because that's what we're supposed to do. And that's what we're preparing for. But baby, it's coming. It's coming now. And whatever God got, you know, he gave me all these papers to read just to remind us of what we might want to be doing, how we might want to be acting, the direction we might want to be going in. This is not the time for the silo. No. This is the time for collaboration, for cooperation, for group. I think group economy. That's what. Thank you, Lord, for bringing that back to my memory. That is what Joshua Giles talked about today. Group economy. Thank you, Lord, for that. Group economy. Baby, group economy is real. And if we don't get on it, stop acting a fool. Start look around and see what's going on. Open your eyes, you know, and let's get together. Let's get together. And if you get together with somebody, get with a group. If something goes down, we're going to collectively get this van. We're going to collectively get this. We're going to collectively go to this land. We're going to collectively plant this. We're going to collectively and collaboratively take care of one another. We used to do that as a people. We used to take care of one another. We need to start again, baby, because they got something for you out here. Y'all acting like you all don't know it, but we all know it. And I need for you to come on board, because we can do this. We can do this. I love you. You know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and also don't want to, who am I to give a sermon? I don't give sermons like that. But when I read something and I feel it as a people, I talk about my people, what we got to do as a people, you know, and as a people during enslaved time, we work together. During civil rights time, we worked together. I wasn't out there marching by myself. We were out there together. We moved as a machine. We moved as one body. Okay. All right. Come on, people. Let's get it together. I love you. I love these papers. I didn't put one up here today. Let me show you. This is what I read from today. This one. I got 5 of them. So every day you're going to get something. I hope you'll stay with me. I hope you'll stay with me and join me as we work towards a better tomorrow. I love you, and you can't do anything about it.